Hey y'all, it's Tom.
And Brenda.
And we are
EECC Travels.
How's everybody doing today?
Hello.
We're coming to you with
Live. Oh.
Live. Well, we're live. Y'all are probably watching this on the replay, but anyway, this is the answer to our, I guess it would be our second
Q&A
question and answer, our Q&A session. This week, sorry, my phone.
Come in.
I love the notepad. This week, our question comes from Kylie Garrett.
Hi, Kylie.
Hello. She asked us for our opinions and some comparisons on different cruise ships and the different cruise lines we've been on. So I'm going to pull up my Shipmate app because I have that, all of our cruises listed in there that I have because we've been cruising since 2013. We've taken 7 cruises. And frankly, I can't remember every little detail.
I can't either. I don't know how y'all do it.
About every ship that we've been on, but I can remember little things about different ships. The first thing I want to start with was our very first cruise, which was the Carnival Ecstasy in 2013. I will tell you that the pictures that I've seen of the Ecstasy recently, it's a different ship than the one we cruised on. Evidently, the Carnival Ecstasy has undergone the Fun Ship 2.0 upgrades since we cruised on it. It didn't have a guy's burger when we were on it before. It didn't have the big water slides at the back end of the ship that we were on before. I just remember it because it was our very first cruise, and it's the ship that got us hooked on cruising. We went to Nassau and Little Stirrup Key, and we had a big time. So. The next ship that we went on was the Carnival Liberty. I remember we went to Key West, Nassau, and Freeport that time. It was the first time we'd ever been to Key West. And we're a couple of parrot heads, so you figure we've been to, that's a Jimmy Buffett fan, by the way. You figure we would have been to Key West, or we hadn't been to Key West, but we wanted to go to Key West, and this was the first time we went there. But about the Carnival Liberty, it was the first ship that we went on that had the dive-in movies, the movie theater around the Lido area, and we liked that. We thought it was pretty cool. Again, this was 2014 that we went on the Liberty, so I'm sure it's changed some since then. I would really look forward to going back on the Liberty. Just to see if how much it's changed, if it has changed, and just because we really liked that ship.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's Friday afternoon, evening. It's been a pretty long week, so the next one was the Carnival Sensation. I really don't remember that much about that one. It was in 2016.
I'm sure we enjoyed the cruise, or we wouldn't have booked another one.
And we booked another one exactly 1 year later, and that was the Carnival Splendor. The Splendor was the cruise that we took, the only time we've ever cruised out of Port Everglades, which is Fort Lauderdale, which I thought was pretty cool, that we actually got to experience a new cruise ship that time.
New port.
I'm sorry, new cruise port that time. It's always cool when you get to go on a new ship. So, in 2018, we went on the Carnival Victory. This was the Key West and Cozumel. First time we went to Cozumel, Mexico. Second time going to Key West.
My favorite ship. There's just something about it. Well, green's my favorite color. You walk in and you see green, and they've got all these details. I hope when they redo it that they keep a lot of what I fell in love with on that ship. If not, then I wish they'd just give me the octopus, give me a seahorse, give me the big fish that hangs down from the ceiling.
By the aft dining room, yes.
Yeah, it's got some really, really pretty touches.
The Carnival Victory was a couple of firsts for us. It was the first time going to Cozumel, Mexico. And the Carnival Victory is actually the cruise, the very first cruise that we cruised as KY Travelers. That was the very first one that we ever vlogged. If you look back through our videos in our history, you will see that video series. I go back and watch our older videos just because I want to re-experience the places that we've been.
We saw the first one here a few days ago, and my goodness sakes.
And for those of you that are creators, if you ever want to see how far you've come, go back and watch your first couple of videos. I was telling Brenda, I found myself when I was watching the video that in my head I was thinking, okay, I would do this to fix this, and I would do this to fix this, because I've learned so much in the last year of editing.
And of course, I was like, is this really what people are seeing? And he said, well, yeah.
You just kind of have to shake your head and go, wow, okay. But like I said, we've learned a lot. We've came a long way.
Yeah.
The next ship that we went on was actually in February of this year. We decided we were going to try a different cruise line. We went on the MSC Seaside, which is without a doubt the largest cruise ship that we have ever been on.
Huge.
It was a whopper.
Huge and beautiful.
It was a beautiful ship. It really was. We weren't expecting, I'll call it that style of cruising, because MSC it's a completely different line. Like, we'd only cruised Carnival up to this point. So we weren't expecting just the cruise line differences themselves. Like the layout of the ship. On the Carnival ships, you've got cabins all the way down. On the MSC Seaside, the cabins didn't start until like deck 9. All the cabins were up high between like 9 and 13 or 14. I don't remember the exact
We were on deck 11.
We were on deck 11. And if you go back and watch our Seaside vlogs, and I'll leave a link down to that playlist here, you'll see that being that high up for us, we weren't accustomed to the back and forth.
I got sick. I got seasick. And like I mentioned before, I was an avid boater for 15 years or more. Never got seasick. And with all the cruising that we had done up to that point, didn't get sick. But now I'm telling you, I was seasick. I had my little patches on right back here. And it was just so, because it was so high up, the sway, the constant sway, I guess because it's such a tall ship. She sways a lot.
Now it's
beautiful.
Very beautiful. It just so happened that we have been watching quite a few cruise vlogs from other creators, and we took upon some suggestions of some things to have, like back and body and Tylenol and seasick medicine.
Back and body.
Yeah, back and body. It helps. I'll just leave it at that. But we had the scopolamine. I think I'm saying it right. The little seasick patches that go behind your ear. I'll leave a link.
Yeah, we got it from Amazon.
Down here, we got those from Amazon. I'll leave a link down at the bottom for that. But we happened to have those, and that was actually a cruise saver.
Yes.
Because you wore one of those for
the entire time. From it was this day number 2, and yeah, I was just feeling sick, and I thought, am I coming down with something? Never thinking that it was because I was seasick. And so, I was like, well, do you think I should try one of these? And Tom said, it's not going to hurt. Just go ahead and put one on. I did, and within a few hours, I was feeling a lot better. So, needless to say, I kept one of them little fellers on right back here the entire time we were on the ship.
But as far as the comparison between Carnival and MSC, it was an eye-opener for us.
It was.
Because it was a completely different cruise line. It was a completely different cruise experience for us.
But I still wanna tried the Divina. I really did.
If you're a cruise lover like we are, and you've only cruised with one cruise line, I would highly recommend take a cruise on a different cruise line, just to experience what some of the other cruise lines have to offer. And we actually took our own advice after the Seaside, and we did the same thing again with a completely different cruise line. Just a couple of months ago, we cruised on the Norwegian Dawn.
Yeah.
It was the first time we'd been on Norwegian, and we've been watching some other creators who had cruised on Norwegian before,
you know who you are.
like the dancers. Hi, Brian.
Deb.
Hi, Deb. And we also watched some of EECC Travels, Norwegian vlogs. And there's a couple other cruises we watched, just different cruise line vlogs. But we decided we wanted to give Norwegian a try, so we took a cruise on the Norwegian Dawn.
Love it.
We loved it.
It's a pretty little ship, I'm telling
That is
you.
a very pretty little ship. Again, I'll leave a link to our Norwegian Dawn playlist series down in the comments to this video.
The crew on that ship is outstanding. They are just top notch. If you want it, here you go. I don't honestly know if that's my favorite ship or if the Victory was my favorite. Now, as far as looks and everything, it was the Victory. But the personality of the cruisers, as well as the crew, and the ship was clean, and we just had a great time.
Really did.
Norwegian Dawn.
In our Norwegian Dawn cruise review, excuse me, I mentioned the fact that the only really bad thing that I found was this cruise was our fault.
It wasn't long enough.
It wasn't long enough. We booked a short cruise on the Norwegian Dawn.
But we were concerned that we might not like that cruise line. And where when we booked on the Seaside, it was, I think, 7 or 8 days.
It was an 8-day.
And maybe I would suggest that if you're going to try a different cruise line, try a 3-day.
Yeah, try a shorter cruise.
Don't do a long one like we did. Now, would I ever go back on the Seaside? I've been talking to my brother and sister-in-law about going back on the Seaside. But I would be prepared. I would have everything I need.
Yeah.
And we would have people there that we knew. There wasn't a lot of Americans when we took our cruise on the Seaside. So therefore, we had us to talk to until the night before we disembarked, and we come across a couple from Minnesota?
Missouri.
That we sat and chatted with for a while. And they were having the same problem as us, They didn't feel quite comfortable. They didn't get seasick, but they didn't feel quite comfortable. But, I'm sorry, but back to our Norwegian Dawn. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I would probably have to say that when you look at the cruise as a whole, I would have to agree with my Brenda. The Norwegian Dawn is probably my favorite cruise ship.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But as far as the beauty of the ship, I would have to say it's the Carnival Victory.
Mm-hmm. Norwegian Dawn's pretty, but the Victory and the Seaside, it's a beautiful ship. Those stairs,
but the Swarovski stairs.
Yeah, a lot of reflective chrome and stuff, which makes it kind of hard on your eyes. But I think all in all, yeah, I want to go on Norwegian again too.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say if, I said when we book another Norwegian cruise, it's going to be a longer cruise.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a longer cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see, we've taken long cruises on, well, by long, I mean 7 and 8 day cruises.
Right.
On Carnival. We took the 8-day cruise on the MSC. So I think it would only be fair as a cruise line comparison type thing that we have to take at least a 7 or 8 day cruise on Norwegian. So.
Yes, we're just tore up about it. Can you tell?
Yes. But Kylie, again, thank you for asking us, for making the suggestion, asking the question about the different cruise lines and the different cruise ships that we've been on.
Now, when it comes to embarkation and debarkation, I like the way MSC and Norwegian do as far as when you get there and you get through the security and you go in and you sit down and it's just like a matter of minutes and you're on the ship. You don't have to purchase faster to the fun that they had for Carnival. You don't have to stand outside for hours. When they tell you to be there at a certain time, you get to go on into the building. You're not standing outside in the heat or in the rain. That happened a lot too. I wish that Carnival would do a little better with that. Now, disembark, I think every one of the ships we've been on, I think we've had, it's been great.
Yeah.
No problems so far.
Yep, knock on wood.
Sorry. I think somebody's at the door. Sorry.
Before we close this video out, I want to give a special hello to David Burgess. Hi, David. And Sue, his wife. I say that because in the comments of our video, he said, "Hello from Sue and I," or "Good day from Sue and I in Oz. Just subscribe." So I believe that Mr. and Mrs. Burgess are our first international subscribers.
I don't know.
I would have to actually go back and look through it, but I think it's cool that we have subscribers from another country, which I think that's pretty awesome.
I think it's cool that we have subscribers as many as we do.
Yeah, as many as we do, exactly.
We're working on it. We're trying.
Our subscriber count continues to grow, not by leaps and bounds, but by onesies and twosies and threesies a week. Our views go up a little bit each time. Our watch minutes go up a little bit each time. But it's a learning and growing process. We've had this channel for a little bit more than a year, but we've actually been really serious about it for nowhere near that long.
Yeah, no.
But
No.
we are actually putting we're putting the effort into it now that we should have since day one.
Yeah.
So, but I want to say hello to everybody and thank y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it because we really love cruising and we really love sharing our adventures and our experiences with you.
Obviously, we started watching the vlogs after our first cruise, and watching those vlogs is what got us wanting to cruise more and more. And go see this place and go see that place. Because you see people having so much fun, on the ships and just the excitement that you feel when they see a new place. Yeah, I feel that now. I do.
But we'll go ahead and close out this question and answer session.
Sorry about that. I'm rambling.
No, that's okay. We love interacting with our friends. Our family, our subscribers, our friends, which is what we consider y'all. So, but we'll go ahead and close this thing out. We'll catch up with y'all next time. If y'all have any other questions or comments or anything, feel free to ask. Ask away. I mean, if you don't want to ask us in a public format, send us a private message to Facebook. We'll be more than happy to answer. We'll respect any anonymity. I actually said that word right the first time. If you don't want us to mention your name, we won't mention your name. We'll say that we got asked this question, and we'll answer this question, and we'll just go from there. So until next time, we'll see y'all later.
Keep on cruising.
Bye, everybody.